Hey there everybody, I wanted to make this video just to show you how to measure yourself in case you're in a situation where we're not able to meet up, or you're just curious about what your measurements are throughout the program. A few things to keep in mind before we do this, before I show you, is one, if you have me measure you and then you measure yourself, they're going to be different. It's going to be different from person to person, because everybody just measures a little bit different. So just keep that in mind. Don't get discouraged if one measurement's bigger when somebody else does it. The second thing is, when you're weighing yourself, try to keep the conditions the same. You know, I always recommend doing it in the morning time before you've had anything in your system, and at the same time every time that you weigh yourself. That way there's no variation. I've seen it before where people have literally gained 10 pounds by the end of the day. So we don't want to discourage ourselves throughout that. And also keep in mind that each scale is going to measure your weight a little bit differently too. So for me, for instance, on my scale, I might weigh 246. On another scale at a friend's house, I might weigh 248. It just depends from scale to scale. So just keep that in mind as you guys are focusing on these measurements. So when it comes to measurements, first thing is we're going to measure our waist. So we want to find where our belly button is. We want to take our tape and we're going to go right around where that is. You want to keep your stomach relaxed. You don't want to try to suck in to cheat the results, because once again, that'll be different each time. So try to relax and then look at where the tape meets. And we're going to write that measurement down where it says waist. So our second measurement should be our hips. We want to have our feet together, toes pointed forward. We're going to find the widest part of our hips. And same thing, we're just going to find where the tape meets. Take that measurement, write it down where it says hips. The next one is going to be our chest. So we're going to find, same thing, the widest part of our chest. Another way to think about it too is if you find where your nipple line is and go right across there, find that measurement the best that you can, where the tape meets, and we're going to write that down under chest. The next one will be our leg. We're going to stick one leg out. You can measure both legs if you want. I like to measure one leg. They're going to be pretty similar, but as long as you're measuring the same leg and the same spots, then you're going to be able to keep it consistent. So same thing, we want to find the widest part of our leg, of our thigh. Come right on around, find where that tape meets. Write that number down. Our final measurement is going to be our arm. Now, for this one, you might need somebody to actually help you on. It's a little bit more challenging, but you might be able to get a measurement on yourself. Just keep in mind that it might not be the most accurate. So we want to have one arm facing up like this. We're going to get a little bit of tape and try to whip it around like that, if I can get it. Try to get a little bit more here. You can find whatever way works best with you. That works too. Try to tighten it the best that you can. Remember, we don't want to flex our arm for this one. We want to keep it nice and relaxed with our palm facing up. So that's a pretty decent measurement right there. I'm going to find where that tape meets. I'm going to write that number down. And I would recommend checking on these measurements periodically, every couple of weeks. I wouldn't recommend doing it every day. It's going to be extremely monotonous, and you're not going to see results from day to day to day, but it's going to happen over time the longer that you go. So I say once a week, take your measurements, check your weight, or you can wait till the end of the program and just be surprised by your results. So it's completely up to you. But wanted to make this video for you guys to be able to measure yourself on your own time if we can't meet, or if you're curious what your results are throughout the program. So good luck to everybody. I'm excited to get this started, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.